Do we want to get one adjective and one noun?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So our adjective is last.
Last?
Yep. And the
Okay.
noun is rabbits.
The last rabbits.
The Last Rabbits Club.
Okay.
Very excited.
Can someone else can someone else do the leading of this so that I can punch stuff in while I'm doing this, because it's kind of tough for me to do both.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So welcome everybody. I wish that we could be meeting under better circumstances. I'm not exactly a public speaker, but I just want you to know that my feelings do go out to all of you. I know we love those little guys, and we suffered some losses this year, some unforeseen losses. I myself was very attached to Chadwick. That was my personal favorite little guy, and I'll never forget him. So I'd like this meeting to be more a celebration of life, rather than mourning their deaths. So I believe that Luke has prepared a short reading of some kind that he wanted to share to sort of get things going properly. So Luke, are you ready with that?
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. As we know, we started with 1,000 and we ended with 1. No one could have predicted this. So this is for you, little guys. 1 chases the carrot. Not always bold, not always brave, but always on the nose. If the furry cotton fits, the carrot, it will sit. Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome. Thank you. Those were some opening remarks from Luke. Pretty poetic. Again, none of us are artists by trade. We're breeders, caretakers, amateur farmers when the job requires it.
These are all just for collection.
Yeah, of course. But Quinn, now that you've spoken up, I think it might be good to go over theories as to what happened. I mean, we've lost 999 hairs, as Luke indicated, and I know that we each made errors along the way. I'm not going to point fingers, but Quinn, what is your record of what took place and how we could prevent this in the future?
So, as I am to understand, when we each kind of divided who would take care of what tasks to tend to the rabbits and
rabbits,
yeah, and I think when it started going awry from my records is the sort of I don't know, competition between the rabbits that we some of us, I'm not gonna once again point names, that some of us imposed on them.
No, I would say I would expand that to all of us imposed. I think we wanted to see those rabbits really duke it out, and
and they say, like, competition begets violence, and violence begets the loss of 999 rabbits.
Sorry, Lori.
I feel a bit targeted in this. Okay, with the whole naming thing, we don't know for sure that that's the reason that they, I personally think it had to do with what we had all agreed to feed them.
Okay, well, that's why we're here. I don't want anyone to think of this as a conflict or an argument. Again, this is a celebration of life. So we're here to get to the bottom of this and make sure that it never, ever happens again. But I am hearing some different theories. Jesse, where do you fall on all this?
I was in charge of sort of the pen, the security around the pen, the fence, making sure that the rabbits were safe.
Yeah.
And I have to own up to a couple things.
Sure.
First of all, I didn't know that fox wasn't a rabbit. It was dark. I thought it was a bit big to be a rabbit, but I thought rabbit is cold.
Yeah.
He's outside. He needs shelter.
And just to clarify, he was dressed like a rabbit. Is that right?
Yes. At least that's what I thought. It turns out that he was just he was covered in rabbit fur because he had killed several rabbits that had escaped. Because I did forget, that was the other thing. I did forget to make 4 sides of a fence. I did only make 3 sides.
Got it.
So a lot of the rabbits simply walked away, and the ones that stayed a lot of them were eventually killed by this fox. So I'll own up to that. Among Us
hopped away. They hopped. They didn't walk.
Right. The ones that still could, yeah.
Yeah. I think you're placing a lot of undue blame on yourself. Because that fox appears to have slain a number of these rabbits. As Quinn mentioned, the competition was also likely a factor. And maybe the food, as Lori indicated. So we can parse all day how many rabbits the fox murdered, whether we should have had a 4th wall of that fence. I think we're playing the blame game a little too much here. And I'd like to, Kevin, can I just ask what you're eating?
Well, I just cooked a dish of. It's like I made a stew the other day, and I had some meat left over.
Sure.
So I've just been eating that.
It looks tender.
Pardon?
It looks tender.
Oh, it was. It was very tender. Very not very gamey. It was good. Solid meat.
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm. I just think I think you're right. We should get on with celebrating the life of the things and Pardon?
That's really in your teeth there.
It is. It's a stringy meat. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, let's get on with the life celebrating or whatever the fuck it is.
I'd love
so
to.
in terms of actually celebrating, I've been looking up the cost of tiny little tombstones, and we can get a deal if we get 1,200, but we don't need that many.
Do we need the tombstones if we don't have the corpses anymore because we don't have the bodies anymore?
It's symbolic, Kevin.
Yeah. We've got the plot picked out. I think, judging by how this has gone, we can expect 300 more dead rabbits by the end of the next quarter. Potentially, if we reinvest in the breeding and the cultivation of them. So I think those tombstones are going to be an investment for the long term. And I feel a little like an ogre talking like this, but we do have a pretty tight budget in the Last Rabbits society here. And so I think getting the full 1,200, that's going to be useful down the line.
I was going to say, we did get a lot of complaints the first time when we did all the Viking funerals. We did end up hitting a lot of the fishermen with our arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're pretty pissed off. So no, we shouldn't go down to the lake.
And it was wasteful, right? That was good.
I think it was
good meat. I mean, good ceremonial stuff that we just let float
Sorry,
out there.
did you say good meat?
No, I meant to say good. It was good.
It was a good meet. It was a good meeting for us. So
that's what I meant. He gets it. Yeah.
I also think that the rabbits in that particular instance, it was each individual boat. I think was wasteful. We used each individual boat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and but if you put them all together, the smell of that cooking flesh would be
I just also want to say the demographic. Sorry,
it would make it might make if there was a fox in the area, it might make the fox.
There was.
Right.
Also, Holly, we can possibly. That's another theory.
I wasn't.
If you've seen the fox, let me know. Because he did also take my wallet and some family photos. So
that fox is particularly sly. I know, Jesse. It seems like he's been sort of bamboozled by him repeatedly, almost like a cartoon. But this fox, he's wily. He's actually got some skills that you wouldn't expect. While we're airing grievances about the Viking funerals, I felt personally, and again, I don't want to step on anyone's toes here. I'm just a facilitator, but that we piloted each boat with a live rabbit to make sure that it was seafaring, I thought was a little bit, well, in retrospect, really upped the body count there. And I hope that we don't, in the gravestones, which are a little simpler, that we don't insist on burying one living rabbit next to the 999 dead ones.
Oh, so we don't want to. Okay, one
I
second.
think
do or we
should.
don't. What did you say?
Sorry, I think that we shouldn't this time,
We
if
should.
that's possible. Sorry, my connection must be. I'm saying we should not.
Who's digging the little graves?
Well, I would normally say that we should trust Jesse to do that, except that he.
Fox took my shovel, so
Yeah,
Right.
honestly, that fox has been a real fiend for us. He's got a lot of our equipment right now.
Do we need the graves if we don't have the bodies?
You
We
guys said
already-
a few times-
we went over this?
Symbolic.
No, but we need the tombstone, right? But why dig the grave?
It's symbolic.
It's symbolic.
You want to dig the whole grave to put the rabbit in?
Well,
we might not have the whole bodies, but I have noticed there are quite a few bones, especially
And-
sort of around your room. So we
and
could just
various
use those.
pieces. Various pieces.
yeah,
We don't- we can't-
your bunk area, Kevin, is sort of litter. There's a kind of ghoulish pile of carcasses on the outside.
I just knew that none of you would want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think we say this enough. Thank you, Kevin.
I
Yeah,
do
so
appreciate
I
that.
will just add as another detail that just stuck in my craw. In blood on your wall, someone has written just the words "mine" over and over around the pile of carcasses again. And like it's atmospherically, it's not my preference. Again, I do not want to insist or throw anybody under the bus, but I feel like the rabbit sanctuary has been kind of transitioned into a altar of death. So I don't know. What do other people think?
We did. I should mention this. We did get a legal request. We can no longer call it a sanctuary,
Right.
just because of our sort of like kill life ratio.
Yeah,
check
yeah,
out-
yeah,
So we're
yeah.
gonna have to think about a different thing to call it.
Our KDR is incredibly poor.
It's not great.
But
Would it be okay if, like, I thought Lori was going to put balloons all over the fence to make it, like, cooler. Is that still happening?
I thought, sorry, that the decoration was Luke's thing. I thought that was his job in general, and that is another one of my theories.
Yeah.
Again, feeling a bit targeted here.
Okay, so this is Lori. You are so sensitive, and I don't mean to call a woman sensitive. I realize how that sounds, but can I just say that we're not targeting anyone in particular? This is a celebration, not just of the rabbits, but of the people that came together because of the rabbits. And I think that Lori, whatever your concerns might have been about the food, I think that your personal relationship with those rabbits was what really brought them out. As Quinn said, the competitive aspect that you helped cultivate. So could you talk a little bit about what you learned by living with the rabbits and working among them?
Well, what I learned is they really like to travel in pairs. They just love to follow each other around, you know? And they all have little tails that are just great. They're fluffy and often, well, the only ones that I've seen have been white. I don't know. Did anybody else, any other colored tails?
Wow,
red
no.
ones.
Well, there was that orange one, but it turned out to
Sorry,
be.
wait 1 sec. Kevin, what did you say?
Nothing.
I feel like you said a lot of red ones with a thumb in your mouth.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of the corpses again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just tore up about it, you know? I'm just really upset.
It's morbid.
I gotta go wash my hands.
Okay.
We've sort of
That
been
was
dancing
a
around
topic.
this.
So, sorry.
Go ahead, Lori.
Oh, I was going to say the topic was hygiene.
Right.
I don't know about their, hygiene practices. Oh my.
Right. Well, Quinn was
thank
in
you.
charge of grooming, so
Who?
Quinn was in charge of grooming
Right.
and cleanliness.
Yeah, so it turns out they're not Look, I'm not going to mince words. I much like the Viking funeral. I think it was culturally insensitive what I did to them.
Yeah.
I think putting a bunch of rabbits in a bunch of tiny little cornrows.
Yeah.
That's
not a traditional rabbit hairstyle.
No, and I think it was painful
yeah.
for them. That's my that's what I've extrapolated from the experience. But some of them liked it. Some of them liked it. I wouldn't do it again because it was a lot of days on days of just braiding little tiny pieces of fur. But
do we know when we're getting more rabbits into the no longer known as a sanctuary? Do you know
what are we going to call it?
Luke, you've been in touch with the inventory people. Inventory. That sounds so inhumane. I guess creature acquisition is maybe the formal title. Do you have any sense of that?
Well, if I can be honest, I lost the creature acquisition papers a week ago, and I was supposed to tell you, but I didn't. And I was really hoping that just nobody would notice.
Right. That's first of all, thank you so much for your honesty, just telling us that you did that, and hiding it for a little bit, but not for that long.
I'm off the hook.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think again, this is a group effort, and I want everyone to get along as well as we can here. But we would like to acquire the rabbits for future because this is more than a club. It is a business. It's a private.
I can get my hands on 2 of them, and in about a week or 2, I can double that.
Great. That sounds like a real plan.
We've sort of been dancing around this, but we do need to talk about the food that we were giving them.
Yeah.
I don't know that like Red Bull and like various gamer fuel was the best choice.
Well, it's sort of like if I were a fox and I were trying to catch a rabbit, it would make it a lot easier if they didn't have that much energy. That's what I would say. So we should consider that in our decision making.
I thought they liked the sweet chili heat.
Oh, I like that too, actually.
Exactly, right? So I thought it was like, you know that saying, like, you are what you eat, your sweet chili heat.
That's the slogan, yeah.
Lori, you had a more plant-based diet you wanted us to give the rabbits.
I mean, I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to it. I'm more of a, I'd rather go with the what's up doc approach,
Right. Well, and some of the rabbits you dressed up as sexy ladies to try to seduce some of the poachers and people that might be after them. We should really talk about how that shook out because
I mean, the poachers, it did work.
Yeah, no, they were seduced.
I got in an extremely long-term, intense emotional relationship with what I thought was a woman named Samantha.
Yeah.
It was a rabbit.
Sure.
And the fox did disembowel it in front of me.
Right. And I'm
still recovering from that trauma.
I'm sorry.
And you got hit over the head with a mallet to add to the insult to injury.
Yeah.
Or injury to insult, I should say.
Samantha really, really was a nice rabbit.
Yeah.
And really,
I thought she was a nice woman.
Yeah,
the nuptials were incredible. You guys were.
She was a tasty number. I have to say.
Well, you can say that again.
I'm getting a package coming in. I'll be back in like a minute or so. So
great.
Okay.
Cool.
While he's gone, I was thinking it might be useful to acknowledge that the esports the esports that the rabbits competed in, the viewership this time was incredibly low. And I think maybe we focused too much on dressing up the rabbits, feeding the rabbits, making them special, and not enough on their motor coordination skills.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any Well, again, I feel like we're just sending grievances out there, so I'm sorry to be so negative, but
honestly, that team of weasels that was playing Counter-Strike, I think they were on something. I think there was lag, and I don't think it was our rabbits' fault. So this one, I'm going to defend the rabbits.
Yeah. Well, I think that, again, we're celebrating what they were able to accomplish. So their KDR was better than ours was. I'll say that.
Hey.
It's true. It's true. I have rarely been bested by a rabbit, but I will say that at Call of Duty, at Rocket League, at any sort of video game, I come in second to a rabbit.
Sorry, folks. I don't mean to cut in. I know we were in the middle of something.
Well,
I kind of just found something when I was walking around on the grounds just now. Here, I'll try to bring it up.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not it. There we go.
Wait,
I don't know what it means.
I am curious about that first one.
Yeah, most people would be, but you know what? Let's take a look. Let's just see in case it happens to.
Right.
Well, it might lead us somewhere, but for the most part,
can I just
I'm
say?
Suspicious.
Can I just say? I know
don't.
Earlier I said that we were not artists, but I think this proves me wrong. I have to admit, Luke, this looks pretty damn good.
That's wild.
I also I'm gonna take some umbrage with. So sorry, Luke. Where did you find this?
Actually, I found it right outside your door, and it's weird. Like it must have blown there or something. But...
I just want to explain why that up on the top of it said Kevin's plan.jpg, and I think it
was PNG. Just to be
sorry.
clear.
Did you find a physical file?
Yes.
You found a USB stick, and this was on it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I know that you said that we're not artists. But I want to explain that I've been working on a sort of, I'm trying to tell our story in a way. And I'm trying to draw out sketches for of a children's book I'm working on about how a very attractive, smart, cunning fox might, take a person and pretend to be a human being, an attractive, funny, smart human being, and integrate his way into the society of rabbit breeders and become a member of these rabbits people, and then eventually sort of start to kill and eat the rabbits from within. Now that's a spin on our story. Obviously, that's not what happened. That's not what's going on.
No, yeah, it was just a fox. I don't think there was any human costume or anything.
No. But I just like the idea, and I thought it'd make a good children's book. So that's an illustration I'm working on. That USB was actually outside my door for the illustrator to pick up. I'm a little upset.
Could we just get a quick look at that image one more time, Luke?
Yeah.
I will say, like, I apologize. I did not know this was going to a publisher.
The illustrations are clearly ready.
I mean, and once again, we could touch on that first one.
Let's bring that up.
That's the cover of the book I'm working on.
Can I just say this bears a striking resemblance to you and how you've described yourself, Luke, in your fantasy. Is this some kind of?
That's actually the poster of the Christian Bale Terminator Salvation in the background.
Oh yeah,
right.
Just in case it wasn't obvious.
I'd know that metal skull anywhere.
I mean, I drew it, right? I drew this photo. You're each going to have headshots in the to come version. But
this does
the matter at hand here.
This does give me an idea. Thank you, Luke. You've greased some of my mind gears here. We have one rabbit left, right? What if we sent that rabbit back in time to a year ago when we got all 1,000 rabbits and sort of had it warn them about the fox, about the food, about the shoddy fence that I built, and just kind of protect them from the future?
That's a really good idea. And again, I'm so open to people giving input. But one of the original Rabbit scholars did foretell that there's nothing you can do to stop Judgment Day.
Also, if
so
like
even
a
if we,
rabbit back, the foxes are going to send a fox back as well.
yeah, a
So
stronger
you're
fox.
talking
yeah,
about
no.
Hoppist, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So while it might make for a pretty fun little story, I don't know that the outcome would change. Lori, can we address the elephant in the room, as it were? What are you snacking on there?
Oh, well, this, like I said, the carrot, that's what I've been feeding the bunnies. So it's like, I should know what they're going through. And so here it is. And I'm fine. So if I'm fine, then the bunnies are probably fine.
Did you pay for that carrot yourself? Or
what?
Is that one of your own privately bought carrots, or did you take that from the groups?
Yeah, is that a public carrot?
Sorry?
Is that a public carrot?
Luke, check the inventory sheet.
Again, I lost that sheet.
Public carrot, but what's one carrot?
Well, approximately 59 cents is one carrot, and
come on, guys! Like,
we're hemorrhaging money right now. I don't think we have the capacity to be just snacking on carrots willy-nilly like that.
It's really not appropriate to be eating things that we're supposed to be keeping and taking care of.
Yeah, well, I just think, Lori, it's just, I know it's not a big deal. It might just seem like one carrot, but we do want to set an example to the group.
Fine. I won't even have another bite. I will put this one back in the fridge.
Put it back in the fridge.
No one wants that carrot now.
I think put it in the rabbit feed trough.
I don't have cooties. They'll still eat it.
Well, my friends, I think we've had a pretty good overview of what.
Okay, hold on, Thomas. We've all taken responsibility here, except you, and we know that you were the one responsible for just petting the rabbits a little too damn hard.
Okay. Well,
tenderizing them, if you will.
Sure. Well, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my personal history. I grew up with a guy named George, and some would have compared us to men, some to mice. And during our time together, he taught me not to pet the rabbits too hard, but I love the rabbits. And so when I get a rabbit in my hands, I love it, and I love it, and I love it, and sometimes I hurt it. And I killed a girl.
Pardon?
I murdered a woman.
You murdered? What? No, sorry, we heard you. You don't have to reiterate. Jesus.
This was a long time ago. This was before the sanctuary. I don't think I wanted to define me, but I.
Do we need to tell some?
Have you told someone?
Yeah.
You've done your time?
At the family's behest, they said, you know what? Well, actually, now that I'm remembering it, George put something cold up to the back of my head.
Okay.
And we were sort of together in the field. And then he just got distracted and he headed off. And then, I don't know, it felt like that was going to be the end of it. Like I just escaped the field.
So, wow.
And you just had these dreams all along to own a farm and
Look, I just wanted my own little plot. That's where the sanctuary idea really came from. So for sure, we can talk about all the time how I hurt the rabbits, how I love the rabbits too much, but I couldn't help myself, and I think I'm totally open to taking that blame. But I did kill a human woman, yes.
I mean, we've all made mistakes, so I don't think being too judgmental is going to help anybody.
If a fox could kill a human woman, I tell you, I probably would. I understand.
What was that, Kevin? No, Kevin, you said something.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin. Could you just repeat that?
I was just saying, if somebody like me could muster up the physical strength to kill a human woman rather than just wearing the skin of a deceased human,
Kevin, I'm sorry, you were drinking that water bottle earlier.
Mm-hmm.
that belonged, or at least a version of it that belonged to Harley. Did it not?
Who?
Harley, the rabbit Harley. Yeah, that was.
Mm-hmm.
And what? And you're just drinking it now? Is that that can't be? That can't be okay.
Well, I mean, it's just a water bottle, right? He didn't.
Well, that rabbit was really memorable. Had a relationship with another rabbit named Mr. J, and the two of them wore makeup and they really clowned around. Yeah.
We know.
Honestly, I really expected that couple to be a lot more successful.
Yeah, it seemed
Right.
seemed like a compelling pairing, but neither of them was really fit the role at all. It was kind of awkward and forced.
It never worked. It just never worked.
Sorry, guys, that carrot isn't sitting very well. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Geez, feel better.
Sorry. Actually, there was a bit more stuff on that USB. If I can bring that
sure.
up.
I would be thrilled to see some.
I mean, I don't know if I want you sharing all of my illustrations there, Luke.
Guys,
this was on the same stick, which is weird. Like, I don't really know why they're in the same area.
Honestly,
but
I can't make heads or tails of this. It's just gibberish to me.
This is. I gotta hand it to you, Luke.
I'm gonna just step away for a second here. 1 second, folks.
Yep.
Okay.
So
that's the spitting image of me.
Yeah. It's identical.
Did you weep that much?
I cried a lot. I didn't know what I was doing, as I said. I'm stronger than I realize, and I lead with my feelings. So.
Gotcha. Well, hey, as you always taught us, to think of alfalfa.
Yeah.
It all kind of goes away, you know.
Oh, guys, I just got an email here. It's from the Fox. He has stolen my identity.
Oh no!
So I am gonna have to go figure that out at the, I guess, I don't know, Services Canada. So might be a while before you hear from me.
Okay. Well, geez, man, I'm so sorry. That Fox is real clever. I'll keep updating the FBI. We'll see if they can track him down. But
Okay. Good luck, guys.
Hey, thank you. Wow, it's just a few of us. Luke, I know we normally end these things with the closing poem as well. Have you prepared anything?
I have actually. And it's actually a two-parter. I have the first part figured out, and then the second part will actually be rhymed by Quinn. So it's
it's like
and he'll finish it off.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a weird amount of time. Yeah. 17 or so days.
Yeah, like a little too early given the timing of the event, but who's counting?
Yeah, well, you're always got to be prepared. Thank you for putting all that work in.
All right, well, here goes. 1 makes 2, but 2 makes a family. Without the family, you have no soul. Without a family, you have no heart. But if you wander far enough, you will find something beyond the drought. Take it away, Quinn.
And so we must sit here in memoriam of our rabbits, crying with a pout, and upon their little heads we think that once they're gone, with their little pink, rosy cheeks, and all the other things, we love them because of the happiness they bring. I didn't do great on that last bit.
No, you know what? That felt like you wrote it in 15 days. I wouldn't have guessed 17.
Hey, we do what we can.
You know what, guys? I feel bad about losing those farms. I'm gonna go march down to Congress. I'm gonna get them to print me some new ones. Staples is closed, so they're the only game in town with a printer. So I'm gonna go take care of that.
Right. I think there's an X. I don't know. There's just like an X on the floor.
Okay.
and I think I'm just gonna check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go stand
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Just watch. Watch out above.
No, it should be fine. Like I don't imagine it's
Great.
the X is on the floor, so I'll probably be mostly focused on that. Yeah. So I'll catch you later
Okay,
then.
great. Yeah.
Okay.
George, what are you doing here? George, please. I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared, George. I didn't mean. I love the rabbits, George. Tell me again about the rabbits.